Hey runners, happy Saturday. It's August 29th and I am brimming with confidence. I guess that is the phrase of the day. Hello to everyone who may be new to this channel. My name is Pete. I am a runner and certified running coach. For those of you who don't know, a little over a month ago, I had COVID-like symptoms. In my mind, I did have COVID, although I got the test results back 16 days after I got tested. Yeah, 16 days. Who knows what they did with that? So, came back negative. I'm thinking it's a false negative. I had all the classic symptoms. And I'm not 100%, well, I'm pretty close to 100%, but I still have like lingering slight fatigue, light headaches and pressure, in the head here and there, but you can probably tell I'm feeling pretty good. And that is because this morning I went out. I had a couple goals today. One of the goals was to run 4 miles, and the other goal was to be able to do a little speed session. Why 4 miles? Well, that's what I did last week, and I've been gradually increasing by like a mile. First it started out with 1 mile, no stops, and then it was 2 miles with no stops, then 3 miles, and then 4 miles last week. So I thought I'd hold at 4 miles just for the fact that I was going to do like a mile hard pace. When I say hard pace, in my mind I was thinking just under 10 minutes. I mean, definitely 10, but maybe like 9:50, 9:45. And the reason why I was incorporating some speed is 2 weeks from now, there is a small 5K race, a little cross-country style. I don't know the course yet, but it is one of our local friends and running coach who's having a little 5K invite. So we're fortunate enough to get the invite and looking forward to doing it. With 2 weeks to go, I wanted to see, can I do a 5K race? Now, this is not going to be, my typical 5K race fashion. No, nowhere close. But could I at least make it respectable enough for me to go out there and do it? I don't want to go out there and just like sludge around. Granted, I've been through quite a bit, but that's me. To be out there, definitely, to be thankful to be running is one thing, but I want to make it so that I'm feeling good enough to do it, healthy enough to do it, and just want to go out and have fun and make it a good, hard workout. So went out today. Now, a few miles down the road, there's this park and ride, where you park your cars, and like if you're carpooling going to work and such, they've got covered parking there, which is nice. I parked there, and then there's this place called Wild Horse. It's basically like a casino area and outlet for shopping, but there's these roads that are just nice and smooth and not a lot of traffic. In fact, there's more traffic with cyclists and runners, although today really hardly any runners, and there's usually more cyclists, because usually this time of the year a lot of triathletes are prepping for the Ironman half in October and then the full Ironman in November. But of course there's no Ironmans here, but there's still people who are getting in their workout. So I wanted to go out on a flat road, warm up with a mile, and I did the mile just under 11 minutes. So felt good. And then when the mile came, I said, okay, let's just run, nothing where I'm just doing like a all out, mile session, nothing crazy like that. But I wanted to go out there with some effort. possibly like a tempo-ish pace. I really don't know what my pace is anymore because ever since I got sick, when I came back, my heart rate jumps up quicker just because, there's a little bit more stress on there, and it's taking me a little bit of time to get back to where I was. So I thought, okay, maybe we'll do like 10-minute mile for the mile, or maybe even 9:45, 9:50. So I'm running and I look at my watch and it's showing like 9:15, 9:20. Thinking, wow, that's going pretty quick. I believe it was a 9:21 for the first mile, but before I got to the mile with probably a half mile, quarter mile left, I told myself, if I'm feeling good, I'm going to stretch it out to another half mile. So I make it a full mile and a half on the speed. Got to the mile, heart rate I was checking because Garmin, let me tell you guys, Garmin sometimes is very accurate, other times, way off the chart. Today, Garmin had me pegged at about 103 or 111 while I was going at this hard clip. So I checked my, heart rate with my two fingers and crud. I know some people can't even fathom doing that while they're running and especially out of breath, but I don't know, I've developed the knack, I guess you could say. I'm relaxed, I know how to count for 10 seconds, look at my watch, 10 seconds comes, boom, multiply by 6, and there's my heart rate for the minute, move on. It was not matching up with Garmin. Garmin had me so low, it's basically just barely like a little quicker than a walk heart rate. But the old trusty carotid had me at about 140 to 155 during the hard session, especially towards the end. But I still felt pretty good. Was I getting a little tired? A little bit, but nothing crazy like I would have just a few weeks ago. So after the first mile, I must have picked it up because I did an 8:55, just under 9 minutes for a pace, that is, for the half mile. When I added it all up, my mile and a half pace came out to like a 9:15 pace. Crazy, right? I don't know. I knock on wood that this is a turn for the better. I'm feeling really good about where I'm at. But as far as running is concerned, definitely not 100%. Because at the pace that I ran today, when you look at the mile and a half, that 9:15 pace, my heart rate should not be anywhere close to 150. I should be running probably like a 130. Yeah, I'd say 130, maybe 135. So I'm off a little bit. I know that my body is still recovering, but looking at the calendar, just over a month ago, July 28th, that week is when I really started to kind of just see what I could do. Now, it was just the week before that that I didn't have a high fever of 11 straight days. So I was only about 3 days or so outside of that. Here I am trying to run a mile with breaks that took like 3-5 minutes before I picked it up for another quarter mile, and then a break, and a quarter mile, and then a break. I stopped my watch as well. If I didn't do that, my pace probably would have been like 15 minutes a mile. It ended up being like 12, 20 or so a mile without, stopping the watch. So I worked on that, try to improve and not stop on my mile run, and I did gradually. It took a couple weeks. My pace started to become quicker at the same effort or heart rate, so I knew that my fitness level was improving cardiovascularly speaking. So it's been just outside of a month, really. That I really felt like shit, to be perfectly honest with you. So it feels like a long time, though. It really does. It's amazing when you're sick. time just seems like it just slows down. And then when you're recovering and getting back to what you love to do, there's that point where you know that it's going to take time and you can't push it or force it, but you have to be smart about it. And I think I've done that. My biggest thing has been heart rate and effort. I try not to go outside a certain limit. Now today, yes, I did because I was pushing it. And I can do that here and there. It depends on what the run is. But my body's able to handle it. Will I do something like this tomorrow again? No, of course not. I'm just go for like an easy run. But I'm ecstatic. Yeah. So that's what's been going on here. If you're not familiar, we live in Phoenix, so the weather's been pretty hot. But it's been coming down. I think we've had 50 days of 110 or higher temperatures. That's insane, right? And I forget how many morning lows we've had of 90 degrees or higher. I think it's been like 15 or something like that. Close to 20. But today is only supposed to be 106 with a chance of rain tonight and tomorrow, which is nice, but of course it'll be muggy. And then we'll be in the mid to upper 90s next week, which is good news, but it's also going to be humid. But we'll take it this time of the year. And then we start to warm up back to like 110 by next weekend. But we are slowly getting there. And I think it's just a matter of maybe a couple weeks and we're going to start to cool off. And I cannot wait for cool weather. I don't know where you guys are at. Let me know where you're at and how your run's going. What's your biggest challenge you're facing as we really get close to closing out summer in just a matter of 3 weeks or so. Are you guys training for anything? Are there any races where you live? Because here in Phoenix, there's not a lot of races, of course, although the COVID situation is improving. They just recently opened up bars, which I just hope people follow the rules, which last night there was almost 150 complaints to the city. People just, I hate to say it, people sometimes aren't the brightest. Let's use our head a little bit. Let's wear the mask where we're supposed to and social distance. If not, this is going to skyrocket, and then good luck if we're going to open up anytime soon. So just be smart out there, guys, and hope you're doing well. Love to hear from you. If you're brand new, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and leave some comments, and just let me know what you guys are up to. But as you can tell, I am brimming with confidence. Yes, that's a great phrase for today, because I just I feel good. I am getting there, back to where I was before all this. So again, I hope everybody's doing well. Be safe and have a great weekend. Oh, by the way, if you guys are running geeks like my wife and I, there is a sunset tour race. It's like 1,500. I think there's a 5,000 meter race that is being put on. Gosh, I forgot. But it's on Flow Track, if you guys get that. 8:30 Pacific time, which is for us a little late because we like to get to bed earlier and get up early to get our run in before it gets too hot. But we'll stay up for a little bit to watch the races. There'll be some good athletes. So anyways, enough yakking. On with your weekend. Thanks for watching. Take care.